As far as crime in Cedar Rapids is concerned, 2014 has been a year unlike any other. 8 homicides and call after call for shots fired have left many on edge in this city.
Now, Cedar Rapids' top cop is looking to a major Midwest city for help. In a story you'll only see here on Fox 28, reporter Jason Hackett, who made an interstate trip with Chief Wayne German, shows us how changes in police strategy could be on the way. Jason?
Yeah, Scott and Tiffany, it's something the public may not notice, but it's a major change in philosophy that could make huge waves for law enforcement. This strategy has already been employed in Boston, High Point, North Carolina, and in nearby Kansas City, where after years of violence, they're seeing a breakthrough.
Each one of these families, work with them individually.
82-year-old Alvin Brooks has seen a city at its breaking point. Time.
This young lady here was killed right down the street here.
And time.
Got 3 of them killed him.
And time again.
Her boyfriend came over with a gun.
There's the college-bound kid gunned down. The son coming back from his basketball game murdered. And then there was a 6-year-old.
Her dad was coming out holding her by the hand.
Angel was her name.
And all of a sudden, a flash of light and she falls.
Brooks is the president and CEO of the Ad Hoc Group against crime in Kansas City.
Yes, ma'am. Can I help you? Our mission has been trying to reduce crime and violence.
A mission that has been difficult for decades, with a crime rate 4 times the national average. That seems to be changing in 2014.
I believe, and I predicted this along with the chief, that this is going to be the first year in some time that we've had under 100 homicides.
First in 50 years to be exact, and it all has to do with a shift in culture, a shift in policing, a shift that Cedar Rapids is interested in.
This year in Cedar Rapids, the level of gun violence was unacceptable, and I wanted to address it through traditional and non-traditional police means.
Despite an uncharacteristically violent year in the city of 5 seasons, you may be asking yourself, what does the crime in a historically violent Kansas City have to do with the crime in a relatively quiet Cedar Rapids? Well, more than you think.
I definitely think Cedar Rapids is dealing with some of the same issues that we are, just on a smaller scale. I think it's apples to apples in comparing the 2 cities.
This program came on our radar screen and wanted to take a closer look at it.
So it's here at the federal courthouse in Kansas City that the chief is learning about the concept of focused deterrence.
Typically, police departments have hid their cards. You know, we've got an investigation going on here. Let's not show our cards, and we'll make the big arrest at the end.
Focused deterrence differs in that it goes along with the assumption that violence is preventable and not just something that the criminal justice system reacts to.
The approach looks beyond the individual criminal and more at the entire network. First, you gather intelligence, take inventory of the violent groups in the community and their leaders, and map their connections. Then you confront them directly through quarterly meetings.
And to let them know 3 things. We know who they are, we know who their friends are, and to make the promise that if they commit a violent act in Kansas City, we're going to come after them and their friends.
Any outstanding warrants against those friends are served, anything from missing a child support payment to utility theft. Along with the intervention and enforcement aspect, there is a prevention side, as a network of community members, advocacy groups, and religious organizations known as the Kansas City No Violence Alliance work with potential offenders in those groups if they want to turn away from crime.
We don't want to create a felon. You know, it's to get ahead of that person in his place in life, offer him help, offer him services, rather than to concentrate on making the felony arrest.
Chief German says it's an approach that will work here.
Very excited about moving forward and looking at replicating it in Cedar Rapids. And I think the results will be the same as they are in Kansas City.
Oh, man, y'all some good people.
Thank you. God bless you.
Y'all some good people.
Brooks believes so as well.
But I applaud him that he's interested in seeing what he can do to reduce the crime and violence in his small eastern Iowa city.
But he says it won't be easy. It'll take a department willing to embrace a new approach, paired with a community of risk takers like Brooks, prepared to take chances and offer the necessary services to stop crime.
All that complements what the police are doing, what the prosecutors are doing, what the courts are doing, because you can't arrest yourself out of this. I mean, you can't send everybody to prison.
Now, Kansas City officials say it will take a few more years to see if the focused deterrence approach is the reason for the 33% decline in crime, or if it's just a natural ebb and flow. Here in Cedar Rapids, Chief German says he hopes to start early implementation of the approach next month. Jason Hackett, Fox 28 News.